Hello, Tribe. My name is Jason Simmons, and it is my pleasure to discuss my wicked problem of childhood obesity. Here's an introduction for you. I grew up on the south side of Chicago in a food desert, and at that time, I had no idea how restricted my food options were compared to other parts of the city and the surrounding suburban communities. Food deserts can be described as geographic areas where residents' access to affordable, healthy food options such as fresh fruits and vegetables is restricted or non-existent due to the absence of grocery stores within a convenient traveling distance. As an adolescent, I was happiest when snack time came around, and my favorites were ironically those that were heavily marketed. Iconic brands such as Doritos, Cheetos, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, you get my point. Like most parents, they will buy whatever their child wants to eat if they can afford it. This presents an interesting window for companies to market their products to specific target markets in a variety of ways. For example, Frito-Lay's extensive marketing to families with children, offering products and vending machines and using brand mascots such as Chester the Cheeto, appeal to its youthful demographic. I am very passionate about food, and I truly believe that it is our best source of medicine if we as consumers are properly educated on nutrition and our own consumption behaviors. My wicked problem is to improve the state of childhood obesity in the United States with a concentration on urban areas where food deserts and an overall lack of food education are present. Over 47 years from 1971 to 2018, childhood obesity rates have increased from 5.2% to 19.3%, according to the National Obesity Monitor. Obesity presents different challenges for children to overcome, such as normal activities like running, other physical work, and playing sports. Childhood obesity is also associated with a higher chance of premature death and disability in adulthood. Regarding urban areas where childhood obesity thrives, there are a variety of correlating factors that impact children in urban settings. The main food health related problem for low income households today is not hunger, but obesity. According to the Center Disease Control 2018 data, the prevalence of obesity was 19.3% and affected about 14 million children in the US. Obesity prevalence was 13.4% for ages 2 to 5, 20.3% for ages 6 to 11, and 21.2% for ages 12 to 19. Children are impacted both physically and mentally, and the trends are worsening from one generation to the next. Psychological and behavior strains contribute to this wicked problem. Additionally, as technology continues to change the physical lifestyles of future generations, for example, less playtime outside and more screen time indoors, the childhood obesity pandemic will continue to worsen the quality of life for the next generation. Regarding urban areas where childhood obesity thrives, there are a variety of correlating factors that impact children in urban settings. Economic wealth and income inequality may impact childhood BMI distribution by affecting overconsumption of food and sedentary forms of transportation and entertainment across the whole or some of the population. According to 2018 CDC data for adolescents, low and middle income groups reflected 19 and 20% respective obesity rates, while high income groups reflected a lower obesity rate of 11%. This data may be able to explain the correlation and impact of food deserts in middle to low income communities and school systems. Additionally, food advertising has a direct impact on eating behavior, and the truth is that children are more easily influenced via food ads than adults. Haiti Kober, who runs the Clinical and Neuroscience Laboratory at Yale University, states, "Why do we still allow food advertising when children can sit in front of TV cartoons and in between they get exposed to burgers, fries, and chocolate, things we know are nutritionally not the best? Those ads lead them to ask for and want to eat those foods, and that's something we need to think about really seriously. If we can better understand the contributing socioeconomic factors and the lack of food education in urban areas, we will work towards a solution for mitigating the impact of these factors." I decided to launch a social media food awareness campaign entitled #ReadTheLabel. The goal of my Read the Label campaign is to target America's youth and families with children to educate them on the impact of food advertising and to ultimately read the labels of the food products before purchasing them. The underlying message is to teach children and parents to be more proactive in making food choices and to be more aware of these types of foods and the amounts they are consuming. The key partners for my wicked problem and solution are the following: parents with families, the urban public school systems, state and local government officials, food service manufacturing companies, television networks, and other youth wellness organizations, local companies, and social media influencers. These groups all maintain high levels of influence to America's youth, and not all of them are currently on board. Often, financial ties are the driver for certain decisions. For example, a lack of food advertising regulation in the United States. And this is something that a digital marketing campaign could help bring to light, while also building momentum to garner increased buy-in from the aforementioned groups of key partners. The primary resource required from each stakeholder will vary. For example, public school systems can better integrate healthy eating into student curriculum. They can identify better food service companies to facilitate its meal programming, and leverage athletic programming to drive home any food awareness campaign messaging. Most of the key partners will have a key role to play that's centered around marketing and operations. The key activities for my Read the Label social media campaign are structured around sharing a series of video content, published articles, and individual awareness challenges to help influence children to make more informed consumption decisions. This content will support building an awareness around America's current food marketing practices and educating the target market across a variety of social media platforms using Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. The relationship with our key partners, which are children and families in terms of the parents, will be formed through a tiered approach. Different content will be distributed according to the target audience. Additionally, I will seek sponsorship from a variety of community partners, such as local businesses, sports organizations, and local government to gain initial traction. For the key resources, the food awareness campaign will require the collaborations of parents to help enforce the messaging and the school systems to help distribute and integrate the messaging. Word of mouth advertising, display ads, video campaign content will be primary means of outreach to my target markets. The cost for some of the advertising will be sourced via sponsorships. In terms of the distribution channels, social media will be the initial channel for launching the digital awareness campaign. It is important to establish credibility online so that we can push branded content to more channels such as school systems, athletic organizations, and non-for-profits. Currently, there are other campaigns focused on health awareness for kids And many of these campaigns originate from non-for-profit organizations. To name a few, we have the Action for Healthy Kids. This is a nonprofit organization that consists of a national network of state coordinators that support its partner schools and parent ambassadors. The next organization would be Voices for Healthy Kids, which is a partner of American Heart Association. Its goals are to engage national and local leaders to create equitable policies with a focus on areas of vast inequity. And the last organization that I will mention is the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. This organization has a vast network of celebrity sponsors and partnerships that help facilitate content across the country. In the early phases of the campaign's life, I will seek to establish a relationship with pilot schools to grant me the ability to measure impact and to incorporate new perspectives into the campaign strategy. To identifying my target markets, my primary segment is adolescents. They are heavily influenced by social media and spend more time at school than at home, and tend to trust their friends and viral trends to make purchasing decisions. Since children are more easily influenced by social media and food advertising than adults, this campaign will seek to educate and encourage them to take control of their unconscious thinking in relation to portion control and maintaining balanced diets. The second segment is parents. Household income plays a crucial role in a child's access to resources. Various income levels, race, and geographical dwelling, for example, urban, suburban, and rural families, and it can be directly correlated to job and lifestyle of the parents. Parents are the decision makers for the household food purchases. Increasing their awareness of the psychological impacts of food advertising and educating them on daily nutritional requirements will be the goals of the hashtag Read the Label campaign. The campaign is purely focused on sharing knowledge and providing youth and their families with the necessary information that can alter their food behaviors. As the campaign grows, sponsorships and donations will be the primary source of revenue. With social media being the chosen outlet for the hashtag Read the Label campaign, the goal is to provide content that differs from the traditional content of our current competitors. Currently, there are few campaigns that focus on food industry marketing practices and the psychological impacts that contribute to the childhood obesity pandemic. Educating children and parents about brand associations and perceived quality will help them identify the unconscious biases they may have towards certain brands. Establishing key partnerships such as partner schools, celebrity sponsors, and social media influencers will be vital to build momentum of my social media campaign. Additionally, word of mouth advertising, display ads, and video content such as YouTube will be primary means of outreach to my target markets. Like all wicked problems, there's no one cure. My Read the Label campaign will only make a true impact if all stakeholders see the value in the campaign and share the same passion for fighting against a growing concern for our nation's youth. With a variety of driving forces such as food advertising, social economic disparities, and technology, we must adopt counteractive measures to ensure our youth and their parents are well informed to make better food decisions for themselves and their families. Children must also continue to play their part as they spend most of their time at school and are easily influenced by their peers. It takes a village to raise a child, and this campaign is one step toward building a healthier village for all. Thank you.